Hello again, everyone. Hope you are doing well. What is going on with Christmas trees being a target? Christmas trees being set on fire. It's not just in New York City, it's happening in other places. It's a symbol of Christianity. I know we have been talking about that as early or far back as a year or so ago that we feared that Christian symbols were going to be a target, uh, and they are and they continue to be. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Also, are we just returning to the Wild West or what? I mean, is law enforcement just slowly fading away? Um, I believe it may be. I believe, especially in certain areas, depending on location, of course, and cascade of earthquakes. Bunch of earthquakes going on out there, out west of Oregon. I'll mention that here in a second, in a minute. But first, the trees, the Christmas trees. I mean, good grief. I caught a little snippet of Tucker Carlson on Fox News had a little uh, monologue. Sometimes I catch it. Don't always. Um, I know he's highly political, but he made some points here about Christmas trees. And it's a symbol of Christianity, and it seems like they are a target. He was talking in particular of several examples. He talked about, he started out by saying, societies that prefer violent criminals or citizens will not last. Our streets are much more dangerous than they've been in a long time. I agree. And you guys agree. Y'all been telling me about what you're seeing out there in your neighborhoods or, you know, all over the place. He was talking about a particular a nonprofit group in Chicago called My Block, My Hood, My City. It's a nonprofit organization in Chicago designed to teach kids how to become responsible citizens. You can't really tell how well the program is working, but does seem that they are aiming in the right direction. So he talked about how last Saturday afternoon, four members of this group went to Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood. Now, apparently, this is not the best part of town, but they were hanging Christmas lights, trying to spruce the place up. I'm not sure if it was in a park or whatever, but while they were doing this, three or four young individuals got out of a car and robbed them while they're trying to improve the neighborhood. Um, Crazy. Later, a few hours later, uh, criminals returned and burned down the Christmas trees they were trying to decorate. Burned it all. So that was one example he was talking about. Of course, we know you may have heard about the yesterday morning about the big, huge tree that sits in the center of Midtown Manhattan. It was lit on fire, burned. Most of it burned. When does Who does this? I mean, what? You remember that happening before? What in the world is happening? Well, we have an idea. You know, we know Satan's running rampant. So many so much evil right now. We know this, though. We know it's going to increase, but we know the Lord God is always in charge, sitting at the throne and watching all this. So we do win in the end, don't we? In the meantime, we're going to have to see some stuff, I believe, and it's going to get worse. But so you got that happening. Also, similar incidents were happening in Oakland, California a few days ago. Still unidentified arsonist doused a 52-foot Christmas tree in Jack London Square with lighter fluid and then burned it down. So it's not just in one place. Those are just the ones we know about that the media is actually reporting on. You know, everyone who actually lives in our country knows exactly what's going on. Look around. Our streets are dangerous, much more dangerous than they've been in a long time, in decades, really. There's a lot of reasons for it. I believe weak leadership is a big thing. And what leads into that is you have a lot of people that shouldn't be out on the streets. And it's coming to roost right now, for sure. Is the Wild West returning? I think so. At least 12 major cities have broken annual homicide records for 2021, and we're not done with the year yet. Um, Cities include Portland, Oregon, St. Paul, Minnesota, Tucson, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico. What's going on in Albuquerque, New Mexico? Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Indiana, Austin, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Columbus, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Rochester, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm surprised Atlanta's not on here. um, yeah, Austin, Texas. What the heck happened to Austin, Texas? I have an idea, but Chicago leads the nation. Number one, not the category that you want to be number one in. 739 homicides as of the end of November. Other major cities that have surpassed this record. Well, I named those already. Yeah, Toledo, New Mexico. What? Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, there was 60 of them, so it's not like it's the rate, but it's higher than it's ever been before. Sign of the times, I guess. Nobody gets arrested. They were talking to several different law enforcement officers that are saying this guy was a retired chief of detectives in New York City police department. Nobody's getting arrested anymore. People are getting picked up for gun possession, and they're just let out over and over again. It's like a cycle. So they're getting picked up, taken in, but they're not arrested. They're not kept in jail. Just released. Weak leadership. I mean, and then you have a lot of police leaving the forces. Can you blame them? A lot of retiring, a lot of early retirements. A workforce survey released in June by the Police Executive Research Forum found that retirement rate in police departments nationwide jumped 45% in 2020 and 2021. 45%. Is it no wonder? Another 18% of officers resigned. Peace out. Find something else to work. Some other form of work, I guess. The survey found. Coincided with the nationwide social justice protests and calls to defund law enforcement agencies. I think that's about over. I think some are still talking about that, but I think for the most part, people realize that if you do away with police, yeah, I think they do need more training. You do need to be very careful who you hire as a police officer. My fear is we're losing the best ones now, and the worst will apply, and they'll get hired. That's my fear, but hopefully not. But that's the scary part is if the police fade away slowly, they fade away, something's going to fill that void. You're not going to like what's going to fill that void. It's not going to be a social worker. It's going to be whoever has the most influence and the most guns is gonna fill that void. You don't want to have cities ending up like Haiti, or Somalia, but some parts of Mexico like that. Oh, well, before I forget, earthquakes. What in the world is happening with? I'm shifting gears here. Big time, over 60 earthquakes have occurred off the Oregon coast. So far, they're not the type, from what I'm reading, they're not the type that cause big tsunamis. So that part is good. But nearly 250 miles west of Newport, Oregon, a place called Blanco Fracture Zone has produced more than 60 earthquakes in the last 36 hours. Sparking fears that it could lead to the big one on the west coast. So about 21 of them are over magnitude 4.7. Nothing to sneeze at, really. So anyway, share your thoughts on all of that. I know those are two different subjects, but those were on my mind. Wanted to bring them to you. Take care. Be safe out there. Think about your security. Think about personal security. Of course, I've talked about that on when you're going out and your home. What layers of security can you bring in? Whether it's dogs, fences, security like security cameras, uh, security systems. You know, uh, think about that. What are you doing? And we really need to prepare. We need to prepare for personal security. We cannot always rely on 911 to come out right away or police. We really can't. So this has got to be a big prep right now. Share your thoughts again. Take care. Be well. God bless you. And I'll see you soon.